everyone. So I'm going to be presenting my final project, which I chose to do it on regulating the sales of sugary drinks. So to dive into the construct and theories to explore this topic, I chose to use the media use youth well-being and self-control construct along with the social cognitive theory, which I will use to begin to explore a plan of action to communicate to a larger, more diverse audience why the sales of sugary drinks should be reduced. And I chose the concept of self-control because it identifies the causes of self-control failure as self-monitoring failure, motivational self-control failure, and volitional self-control failure. Sorry about that. This is an outcome of the lack of awareness of conflicts and negative consequences, and this is well suited to the topic of regulating the sales of sugary drinks because a lot of people have this issue of self-control failure. And in the article that I read, it talks about how media has become an integral component of children's lives, affecting physical well-being and psychological well-being. Media consumption has the power to cause obesity, injuries, alter sleep, and affect the development of identity and intimacy in younger people. And this is a huge problem. And the social cognitive theory I thought was most appropriate because it relates to the consumption of sweetened beverages because we weren't born wanting to drink Coca-Cola or Sprite. We wanted milk. But an individual's knowledge, it begins by watching others, those around us, using social interactions, experiences, and outside media influences, saying, this is good, try this, have more. The problem. So, childhood obesity is a serious problem in the United States, and it's affecting 13.7 million children and adolescents. This is a huge number. And this number has escalated over the past years, and many health professionals have gotten to the bottom of the rise in the numbers. So to explain further, 1 in 5 children are now overweight or obese, with the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages speculated to be the biggest culprit. And for college students, listen up, the numbers continue to rise as 18 to 29-year-old individuals are considered overweight or obese. In my research, I have to be fair and talk about the problem with regulating sugary drinks. And so this tax that they're trying to put on sugary drinks, that tax money could be used to improve health outcomes by lowering consumption of sugary drinks. This is the goal. But it also has the potential of hurting low-income residents and local businesses while unfairly targeting only one in a sea of many unhealthy products that are for sale. So it's not only soda. Chips are making us unhealthy, candy, just a whole list of things, but only soda is being targeted. So if you have a lot of money, paying an extra couple of cents won't hurt. But for people who are counting every last cent, it's very harmful to them and their bank accounts. And local businesses are also being hurt by this law because people who used to buy the drinks can no longer afford them, so the stores lose money. But let's talk about why sugary drinks need to be regulated. Soft drinks create some remarkable damage to any person's teeth, and I'm sure you could have guessed that. Research shows that the consumption of sugary drinks has increased over the years, with some young adults drinking at least one soft drink on a daily basis that can result in tooth cavities and more severely tooth loss. That's gross. And not only that, but in turn you have to go to the dentist, and then you have to pay the dentist, and that's not going to be a cheap bill. But many health risks are associated with the consumption of sugary drinks, including diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and many others. The list is just so long. How am I going to communicate this message? Great question, and I'll answer it for you. Through entertainment education, a communication strategy which promotes pro-social behavioral changes and purposefully places educational messages into media content for younger people that are known to watch various TV dramas. I mean, Grey's Anatomy, One Tree Hill, there's so many. That is the solution. The narrative in these TV dramas is something that hooks everyone. I mean, everyone's binging on these shows. So these scenes have a very powerful and persuasive impact on younger audiences who are more impressionable. And this is a good thing because you can get younger kids and put this thought in their heads that they need to do what they can to improve themselves when they're older. So the strategy. I typed up this little script to what I would imagine would be the scene that would explain why sugary drinks should be regulated. So the interior, it's inside. A preteen sits inside a doctor's office listening to the doctor's orders. And the doctor says, "It is very important. At this rate, you're considered to be obese. You're going to have to start exercising more, eating healthier, sleeping more. Do you drink sodas often?" The girl says, No, doctor. I hardly ever drink any soda." The doctor says, "Oh, good. That should be no problem then." They smile at each other, and then it goes on to the next scene as the girl is walking out of the doctor's office. She gets in her car, or her mom's car in this case, and she turns to the back seat. So the camera tilts down. You could just see this flood of soda bottles on the floor. The girl looks at herself in the mirror, opens her mouth to reveal brown teeth and cavities. End of scene. I mean, in my head, I think this is really powerful, and any kid that's watching this is gonna think about, whoa, why are her teeth like that? And they're gonna connect the dots, realize that drinking soda isn't all it's cracked up to be. It might be good, but the consequences are a lot more serious than most people think. Evaluating the effectiveness. So, in order to find whether or not this is working, I thought questionnaires could be given to students to fill out on their level of knowledge on the topic of the negative impacts of drinking sweetened beverages. And the average middle school has over 1,000 students, and a university can range anywhere from 6,000 to 45,000 students. And if only half of the number of students at both the middle school level and university level completed a questionnaire, that would be enough to definitely decide whether or not the entertainment approach is working. And this is just a little sample of what the questionnaire would look like. The first question asks, how many sugary drinks do you have a day? The second question asks, what kind of sugary drinks do you have? The third question says, are there any negative impacts of drinking sugary drinks? How often do you go to the doctor or dentist? And the last question asks, if you answered question 3, how did you learn about this? And this is where we would find whether or not they learn this from watching entertainment media or any other outlet that could help us kind of go into that category and really take initiative in trying to make a difference and reach out to younger adults. The limitations to doing this. So paper is not a reliable source because it can get lost, damaged, or people can decide not to even fill it out. And the easiest way to receive sufficient responses is by releasing the questionnaire through social media platforms. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter allow the public to answer questions and it provides a percentage of responses after 24 hours. If you haven't tried this, you should definitely give it a test because I always ask questions on Instagram, like outfit for the day, dumb things. But in all seriousness, this is really effective, especially for this type of research. Another potential limit, limitation on the actual campaign is how there's now streaming services. I mean, there's Netflix, Hulu, so many streaming services, and it allows for you to fast forward or skip through an episode. So if an individual feels personally attacked by a certain topic, they can just choose to stop watching. And that's not a good thing because we want to get to those people. So these are my references. Thanks everyone for listening to me. Have a good day.